Hi there! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about the fifth film in DepartmentQ universe, the Marco Effect, which features a completely different cast and a slightly altered tone. So let's see. Ta-da! The film begins with an apparently mundane yet sinister scene. William Stark, a Danish civil servant from the Ministry of Development, is preparing to leave for a mission in Africa. He manages millions of euros in funds meant for African NGOs. But Stark is an honest man and he started to uncover massive irregularities in the system. Money disappearing, challenged through shell companies, money laundering, and fake contracts. When he decided to expose everything, his superiors subtly warn him to let it go. He refuses. Shortly after, he vanishes without a trace during a trip. The case is quickly closed by the authorities, labeled as a voluntary disappearance or probable suicide. The press remains silent. Everything is covered up. A few months later, a 15-year-old boy named Marco Jameson is caught by the police on a train traveling from Germany to Denmark. He is carrying William Stark's passport. Marco says nothing. He is hungry, dirty, and clearly terrified. The local police detain him, but the case seems minor until it lands on the radar of DepartmentQ, the special unit investigation all the non-resolved cases. There, Karl Mork and his colleague Assad noticed that something doesn't add up. Stark had no reason to disappear. The Roman boy holds documents linking him directly to Stark, and there are plenty of nervous people surrounding the case. When they attempt to question Marco, he makes a spectacular escape from the center, terrified of being sent back to his family, the Zola clan. Here, the film enters its most intense section. Marco belongs to a traveling Roman clan ruled with an iron fist by his uncle Zola. The clan survives through begging, theft, and petty scams. But Zola is more than just a gang leader. He has connections with powerful people in Denmark and Germany who use his network for money laundering and convenient disappearances. When Marco discovers Stark's document, he partially realizes that a man has been murdered and that the money from Africa has been stolen by corrupt Danish officials with the clan's help. Zola realizes the boy has seen too much. He orders Marco to be dealt with. A brutal manhunt begins through Denmark's forests and outskirts. Marco is haunted by both the clan and businessmen desperate to keep their secrets buried. Meanwhile, Karl Mark and Assad retrace Stark's path. They discover that Stark was killed in Denmark and not Africa. His body was hidden in a forest with the evidence falsified. A departmental director from the ministry was directly involved in laundering funds, together with one of Stark's former colleagues. Zola was prepared to erase all traces and take care of unwanted witnesses, including Marco. Assad, guided by his usual intuition, senses that the boy is the key to the entire case. Karl, initially skeptical and wary, becomes emotionally involved, especially when he realizes everyone wants Marco to disappear before they can reach him. The boy lives like a hunted animal, sleeping in forests, stealing food, hiding in abandoned warehouses. He is injured but refuses to surrender to the police, trusting no one. In one of the film's most gripping scenes, he is nearly caught by Zola's men but escapes through a narrow pipe covered in mud, a symbolic image of both rebirth and desperation. Eventually, Marco finds shelter with a woman in a rural area who takes him in temporarily and alerts the police. DepartmentQ reaches him just before Zola's gangs does. Through a tangled chain of clues, Karl and Assad manage to locate the Zola's clan hideout. A violent confrontation follows, gunfire and chases. Zola tries to flee, but it is captured by Assad moments before executing Marco. After Zola's arrest, Marco reveals everything he knows. He witnessed Stark's murder. He knows where the body was dumped, and he possesses hidden evidence, a folder of documents that Stark gave him before dying, telling him to keep them and run. So, Thanks to Marco's testimony, DepartmentQ uncovers that Stark was killed by a corrupt official trying to stop the investigation into African aid funds. The corruption reached the top of the ministry. Stark's documents contain undeniable proof of illegal transfers and fake ANGs. The case explodes in the press, but the political system once again tries to bury everything, a bitter detail true to the DepartmentQ universe. Marco is sent to a youth protection center trying to adapt to normal life. Carl visits him, an emotional scene where he asks if Marco remembers what Stark told him. And the boy replies, "He told me to run, but not to run all my life." Carl smiles faintly, a line that mirrors his own destiny, a man running from his past, yet still believing in justice. The film closes with a symbolic shot, Marco looking toward the city, free from the first time, yet scared for life. The final sound is a blend of hope, and the wavy silence is incomplete justice. My personal opinion is that the Marco effect feels like a new chapter in an old volume, well written but with a different voice. It has pace, suspense, and some strong moments, yet lacks the moral gravity of the purity of vengeance. If the first four films were about Denmark's conscience, this one focuses on global injustice, corruption, human trafficking, and society's indifference to children. Its merit lies in trying to modernize the formula, pushing DepartmentQ toward a more international direction, but emotionally it falls short. Conspiracy of Faith and the Purity of Vengeance remains the series' high points. The Marco effect is merely a new beginning, a reboot searching to rediscover the soul of the series, I think. Ta-da!